What's up, TheCoreofU fam? This your boy KP and the wifey.
Bianca Page coming at you guys from The Core of You. Please follow us on Instagram and Facebook at The Core, C-O-R-E, of letter U. And share if you like what you hear.
We are most certainly glad to be alive. We are most certainly thankful for our blessings in our lives and all that God has done for us up until this point in our lives. And I come from a big spiritual church going family. I'm third generation in our church organization. Wifey is fourth generation. Now we have children, so they're fourth and fifth generation. So we are big believers in God and His truth and His word and His spirituality. We are not. But if you talk to us long enough, what you'll realize and recognize about us is that we are not religious people. We are spiritual people. And there's a difference. And we want to come to you guys today because although God has blessed us and life has been pretty good and things seem to be going, in a decent direction for us. We come to you today, and I have to be honest with you, family, real. And we post positive stuff all the time, and we post good things and happy feelings and all of that. But man, with the shootings this week, well, actually, they happened in February, actually, but we're just now, talking about it, finding out about it. And I saw some few people that posted like, although this happened back in February, the government, the police, whoever was involved with all of this stuff didn't say anything until we saw the video. They saw the video a long time ago, and there were no arrests made, and there was nothing said, there was nothing done. And now here we are, and once we say something, people say something about it, then all of a sudden now, they've finally been arrested. And what's scary about the whole entire situation is, put on all arrested, we still don't know what. So this week, wifey was talking to me, and she was just like, I was and the babies, the children are calling. But wifey was talking to me, and she was like, "You going out? I work, and I work in an essential work field." And wifey was like, because you're going out every day still. I ride my bike sometimes in the neighborhood. I like to necessarily run and jog and do that, but I do walk. And I live in a neighborhood that's considered a decent neighborhood, and I feel like we worked hard and we've done that. And every morning though, it's still, let's just be honest, man. Although I believe in God, I know, all of my church people out there, we read those scriptures. God is not giving us the spirit of fear, and I understand all of those things, right? And I still go to work every day, 5 days a week, unless they give us a day off, like we have, the holiday coming up. But when wifey said what she said, babe, I'm scared, I'm nervous because you're leaving out of the house every day, and I just want you to return to me and the children. Out of all the things that have happened in this world and all of this craziness, I felt like it was necessary for us to have a conversation. And I'm sure a lot of you out there are having these same conversations. I'm concerned. I'm concerned. I'm a little angry. And although I pray, and everybody knows me, I'm not gonna sit on here and profess that I'm no thug and about to beat everybody up. But I'm angry. I'm disappointed. I'm a little nervous. I'm concerned. I still pray. I still go to work. But this is serious, man. Anytime a black man, and when I posted that we were going to go live, I started with saying that we're going to have an open discussion about our concerns and fear of me as a black man leaving my home every day, or leaving our home every day. But now, man, with things happening the way they're happening right now, they're coming in our homes too. And so I wanted to just talk about that today. I wanted to get wifey's feelings and let her talk about it and see what she feels. And maybe some of you are going through the same things. And I know some of you have fathers, you have grandfathers, you have uncles, you have brothers, you have sons, you have and listen, it's bad for all African American people, right? It's bad for all of us. But this thing that's going on with black men right now is scary. Let's be real, y'all. It's scary. And the reason why I wanted to come on and talk about this is because we are in the ministry, and we are churchgoers, and we are spiritual people, and we do believe, and we're not people that operate in the spirit of fear. None of that. But we are definitely concerned. And I tell you this, my father said something a long time ago to me. He said, at some point in time in your life, son, you're going to have to get up off of your knees, open your eyes, and you're going to have to do more than just pray. You're going to have to do something. And I believe we are definitely there. We're past there, right? We've been there, but we just want to talk about it from us, from the core of you, to our family, to our loved ones. Hit us up as we're talking tonight. Ask some questions, share your feelings, and we'll speak on them and stuff. But I just wanted to talk tonight because I have a 3-year-old son along with a 5-year-old daughter. One day I'm going to have that conversation with him. And I'm probably going to have that conversation with him a lot sooner than I probably originally planned, right? And for me, I was in the military, so I served my country. I was also a police officer in the city of Detroit. So I saw, I've been on both sides of the coin, both sides of the fence, whatever you want to call it. And so for me, this is a serious conversation. And we just wanted to talk about it tonight. So wifey, I just wanted you to share with them, what are your feelings about this? How are you feeling when we leave out every morning to go to work? And although we're going to make money to make sure that we both work, so we both providing for the family and for the household. But how are you feeling? Just let them know.
First off, it's a blessing to be informed, but you have to always be aware of where you are. Know your surroundings. So we live in a diverse neighborhood, and we have a very a well-renowned sheriff department for keeping safety in our area. And there are not tons of black families here, but they're coming. So what that means is we need to be aware of where we are. And I talk to my husband all the time. I talk to my brothers. Case in point, my brother is in the Air Force now, and he found a wallet and told me he was going to go up to the home of the person where the address. And I said, no, you are not. You are not going to go to that home. You are going to go to the police station, or you're going to return it to the fire station. But unfortunately, you can't go up to a home as a black man with their wallet and say you found it. Wow. I have a coworker who is more advanced in age than me, probably by 30 years. And she said when she moved into her predominantly white and non-diverse neighborhood, she actually took her son to the police station and said, I want you to know that we just moved into this neighborhood. I want you to look at my son because he belongs here. He's an upstanding citizen, and I want you guys to know we're here. The fact that we have to do this hurts, but what it tells you is that you actually have to go to hypervigilant, above and beyond scenarios to protect your family. Right. And as a woman, I am not going to put you in a position where you ever feel like you have to man up or defend me in front of the police or anything like that. I mean, the main takeaway is to be wise with how you interact. You have to be able to discern spirits. And sometimes you might be right, but if you're dead right, it don't matter. Use the tools you have. They have their cams. Put on your camera.
Yeah.
And
turn your phone on. Definitely.
And what we do know, I have a great a filmmaker friend. Shout out to Sherry Q and Isaac of Ike Entertainment. They made a great film about this. We matter, and we have to talk to our children like out the box. Like as soon as they're playing in the neighborhood, you need to talk to them. They don't need to engage with adults without you around. I mean, I think we just need to be that aware.
So our one of our sisters on here, Danita, talked about her 16-year-old son who's going to be driving soon. You know, like I said, so my son is 3, our son is 3, so we're not there yet. But your 16-year-old son, you know, what do? I'm sure you're very scared. I'm sure you're very nervous. I'm sure you're very concerned because. And it seems like right now, seriously, it doesn't matter how much you prepare. They're still disrespecting us. You know, I was thinking about it the other day. When I was a teenager, I was like, wow. And I'm a big fan of Black history. You know, big fan of it, right? Like Frederick Douglass, all of these guys, you know, all of the things that they've done and that they fought for and all of the rights and all of this stuff, right? And so I'm looking at this and I said, man, thank God at that time, right? I'm probably I'm 41 now. So probably at that time I was probably about 14 or 15. I was like, thank God that I'll never have to see a lynching. But actually, we are witnessing lynching right now. They just traded in the ropes for guns. They really have. We are witnessing lynchings right now in 2020 in America on the streets every day. And it is scary, like serious. And man, I mean, and that man in me, and you know, like I said, you know, I will continue to say this. Anybody knows me. I ain't no street guy. I ain't no thug. I ain't no, you know, let's fight, let's do. But I will do what I need to do to protect mine. You know what I'm saying? Like seriously, like one of the greatest lines from Tupac, you know, I ain't no killer, but don't push me. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, don't push me. Don't mess with my family. Don't do things like that because I don't know what I may do, right? And so I'm looking at all of these things that are going on, and it is, oh man, it's inferior. It just makes me so mad. But every day I got to go out. Every day I'm still praying. Every day might be a day that I run into some coward cop or some coward person, because those other guys weren't even cops, right? Retired cops. So some coward person, some citizen, with Trayvon, with all these guys, some coward that is whatever they have their idea or feeling or emotion of, who doesn't like me because of my skin color. And it's not just driving while black, you might get a ticket or go to jail. Your family may bury you now.
Right. But I mean, we also have to be over the top about like knowing, like for instance, if you're going on a road trip, you know, I have people I love that are now like children to me and my family. If they're going on a road trip, I'm going to want to know what route are you taking. We need to know what areas they're going through because there are still sundown towns. We need to know, like I grew up in LA, so I was hypersensitive about, and I mean, actually the suburb, but I knew about when going into LA, there were certain neighborhoods that you don't wear certain colors.
Right.
So there are certain things we have to already know. Black men and women now are perceived as an automatic threat. They've done all the subtle, what is it called? It's not even overt. It's just implicit bias. So because we're aware of this, we have to equip ourselves with that information and know that it's like, I love the part of the movie Thug, The Hate You Give, where as soon as the cop approached, she had her hands on the dash.
Right,
because we know that we are automatically perceived as public enemy number one, right?
Right.
Unfortunately, but fortunately, we have to do that. We've already educated. Unfortunately, Lyric already knows about slavery. She already knows about
5
certain
years old.
things.
Yeah.
because we have started to educate her and make her aware that the world we live in is not going to always see you as equal.
And I hear, I see some of the comments that some of my boys are making on, which is so true. Like to drive in, like my boy Rich and my brother Harvey, said, just the mental battle every day. Like driving into corporate America, you got to get through the traffic. You got to worry about all of these things first, right? So it's so crazy. So first of all, you already wake up in the morning knowing that you got to go to work and deal with a boss or a supervisor who knows what they think or feel, especially if they're not the same race as you or whatever. Who knows what they think or feel about you? But before I even get there and deal with that and him and my coworkers and all that mess, I have to just pray myself through traffic. And we live in California where traffic is just bananas out here. So you got to pray yourself through traffic, and then you're hoping that you don't see a police officer. And it is crazy right now where we are in a world where getting a ticket is almost a blessing. If they let you go with a warning and don't do anything, that's a miracle. Now, but just a ticket, because they're like, well, I work, so I'll pay for it. But you didn't kill me. I live today. So you know what? I'll take that. I'll take that over paying you $400 and $500 any day. But it's not even on any of that. It's just crazy right now. All of the things that are going on, the things that are happening to us. And we just wanted to come and talk to just let you know that you're not alone. If you're feeling these things, if you're experiencing these feelings, we see them, we feel them. I go out every day and I'm thinking about it. I'm concerned. I'm looking around. I'm praying. But I'm telling you, man, I'm serious. We're going to have to eventually get to a place as people of color in this world that prayer is not enough.
So what does that mean to you when you say that?
I don't have all of the answers, and I would be willing to listen to somebody that does have the answers. But I make sure that if I am stopped, that I'm looking and I'm seeing and I'm watching them and I'm watching their demeanor. I'm watching where they have their hands on their guns. I'm watching their tone and I'm looking at them. And some days it's like, hey, okay, yeah, all right, you know what? Go ahead and have it. Whatever it is you got to say, go ahead. You got it. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm not going to get in no argument with you today. But even still, man, some people are still getting killed, man. They're still being lynched. I'm going to keep using that word, man, because that's really what's happening to us. They're still being lynched in 2020 on the streets. So we have to try our best to be proactive in teaching ourselves, teaching our children not to respond with emotions.
Yes.
You have to say to yourself, listen, today is a day for me to live and I don't want to die. Exactly. Somebody said that they are sometimes intimidated. They're fearful. They're threatened. And it's like, and so they feel that they need to eliminate the threat. Exactly. Those are all the things that go. And it's crazy to me because I was a police officer. I think the difference was being in Detroit and being around other people of color. You didn't feel that threat so much because there were guys on the force that were from the streets that did live on the east and the west side. So maybe we can ask whoever it is, the lawmakers and the people that hire, to maybe hire people that maybe do know they are connected, because it seems like there's this disconnect from the community that the police are policing. There's a disconnect there.
Absolutely. And as well, I mean, there are studies that prove that is why identification from a witness of someone from the opposite race is most times unreliable, because everyone looks the same to them. If they're not used to growing up, if you're not used to growing up in a black neighborhood and you're around black people, you can't identify them. We can differentiate. Right. We have tested it. I've done it myself. I even had one of my girlfriends of another race say to me one time, I showed her a picture of someone I was dating, and she didn't give me a comment. And she was an attorney as well, worked in the Inglewood courthouse that is predominantly black, although gentrification is coming in now and they're kicking out people because of that new stadium.
Excuse me. Sorry.
And she said she would confuse her coworkers all the time. Someone would get in and out of the elevator, and she'd be like, I thought I just saw that person. And when I showed her the picture of the person I was dating, I said, you didn't say anything. She said, I'm so sorry. It's just that all black people look alike to me. And I was like, but the real talk though, for a while, it took me a minute to distinguish some of my classmates of different races that, predominant of other things. And and it's real. Yeah. So what does that mean? Put a suit on somebody, put a gun on them. They're not familiar with our lingo. They're not familiar with how we interact. You put them in a community that they didn't grow up in, and now they also are fearful because they're speaking a language and learning things they are not aware of. They're just not informed about. And we're already put in the media and made to seem so aggressive. That narrative is still out there. But I'm big on like educating ourselves on what to do. So you being in the law enforcement, is there a way that you would say to your brothers, look, this is the best way to engage, and beyond that you've done all you can do? Because a lot of instances we've seen, not the late ones, where people are very educated about their rights, but they're going back at them. And I don't believe in being a coward and laying down, but that's where spiritual discernment comes in. And that's where, as a woman, I wouldn't want, if we got pulled over together, I wouldn't want you to feel like you had to man up. Right. I just want to get out of a scenario safely. Right. Same thing as if we ran into some street people that I could tell were looking for an issue and maybe making you feel like you needed to defend me. My whole thing would be like, let's get out of here safe, or let's at least get to a situation where we have a good chance of winning. Right.
Well, I mean, there's no perfect answer to it. There isn't, because it seems like we're dealing with cowards out here today that even when people are reasonable, they're already on another level. So I just thought this conversation, or we thought this conversation was important for those of you that do believe in the power of prayer and spirituality, that you stay prayed up, that you stay in your word. If that's what helps you, we stay in our word, we stay prayed up. But my grandmother used to say, I watch as well as pray. So as I'm praying, one eye might be closed, but I got one eye open. I'm watching you. I'm seeing what you're doing. I'm seeing your demeanor. I'm looking how you already came to this police stop, whether it's justified or unjustified, whatever it is in your mind. I'm looking at you and I'm saying, okay, I'm looking at your demeanor and I'm going to make sure that I respond accordingly. Right. And our hope and our prayer is that we can make it out, and that you can make it home, that you can live another day to tell somebody else about it. Because, man, this is real. It's real out here. And for us, growing up in the church and stuff like that, I'm looking at all of the customs and traditions and all of the things that go on in church and all of that. And I'm like, man, forget all of that. I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to fight. What do you say? Yoshibet said it's more than just fearful police officers. People are just feeling like they can't be openly racist. Oh my God. Yeah, they feel like they can just be openly racist and prejudiced with no consequences. And that's the crazy part about all of it. That even after these guys are taken to jail, we still don't know the consequences behind it.
Well, and if you guys have been following the media, you know that a lot of the Aryan Nation groups, there's not only a 60% rise of them on Facebook since 2020, but they are actually looking to incite a race war. So what that means is, and arming up and things like that. So don't get pulled in. Don't fall for it. You read about a man in Manti who had a KKK face mask on. Yeah. And what I would say is, as offensive as we know that is, he doesn't even warrant a response. Right. He doesn't even warrant the energy, because he's looking for trouble. He has to be strapped or having a CCA, anything. Is somebody to be that overt, they're looking for trouble. So be as informed as you can. Know the areas you're in. I know all the areas in California where the sheriffs are more notorious to pull over. You need to know that. So what does that mean? When you're going through there, don't be even one drink over. Don't think you're going to go through those neighborhoods with dark tint or light tint and be black and not get stopped. Expect to get stopped. Yeah. And if you don't, it's a blessing. Once you do get stopped, automatically have your phone on record and or call someone, whatever you can do. Hopefully your battery's not dead. These are the things we have to quit. Women, talk to your husbands and your mates and your brothers ahead of time. If you get stopped, let them know. I don't need you to be Captain Save Me. I just need us to get out of this situation. And a lot of times we can eliminate scenarios by not putting our men in a situation where they feel like they need to speak for us. So what does that mean? If the woman's flapping off at the police and they do something to you that's disrespectful, he's going to feel like he has to step in. So that's what I'm saying. Don't poke the bear. I wouldn't do anything to try to put you in a situation where you felt like you had to defend me. Talk to our sons and our children, our daughters. They can't do everything that their non-black friends do. If they're jumping over the fence to go swim in somebody's yard that's away, they can't do that. Everybody gets caught. They're taking the fall. We have to have these conversations with them and be real about it.
And Mama used to say, you can't do what everybody else do. You cannot do what everybody else do. My cousin on here said the culture of white people, of white privilege, is to not to take accountability. Man, that's so true, because that's what that is. That's what that white privilege is. I can do what I want. I do what I can, when I want, and how I do it. We can't operate that way. We have to be smarter. We have to be wiser. And it's hard because, like my boy Rich was saying on there, it's hard because you want to man up and you don't want to. I don't want to be no punk, and I don't want them to do this to me. But at the end of the day, you would rather say tomorrow morning that I'm still alive and be angry and try to figure out some way to handle it a different way than for us to have to bury you. That's the last thing we want in this world. And trust me, I'm not saying that it's our fault. I'm not saying that we're wrong. I'm not saying that, I'm not even telling you to go home and pray about it. And we are people that pray all the time. I think it's time for us to take it up another notch and just doing prayer,
like
right?
They by going and protesting. That's how the change came about for the arrest to happen in this case. Yeah. By being vocal, not letting your representatives just sit on it. Hold them accountable. I'll write a letter, call. I believe in doing that. And get a badge number down and make a complaint. Enough complaints go on record. They got to follow up and investigate. That's how all Rampart in California, that's how all the dirty cops eventually it catches up with them. If nobody says anything, they just go unfettered. So we have to use the tools we have. It may not feel like anything at the time, but it's better than nothing.
And understanding that silence really speaks volumes. Silence is really loud and clear if you don't say or do anything. And we just hope that you're doing good. We hope that you're doing all right during this time. There's so much that's going on, right? So much in this world that's happening. I mean, like wifey and I were talking, and it was like I'm going out and go to work every day. And the least of my worries was coronavirus. The least of my worries was murderous hornets and all this stuff. I'm making sure I'm trying to pray and hope and do right and drive right and act right so that I don't get stopped by the police. And then if I just happen to get stopped by them, I want to live to be here tomorrow morning, So it's a crazy world that we're living in.
And I like that David said, not just in death, but incarceration is high. If you have family members that are going to court or in jail, just like anything else, like our students in school, if you don't show up for them, they become a number. Like you have to go to those court appearances. You have to write those letters of support and character credibility, because I have gone to court appearances for family members. Now I'm not serving as their attorney, but caught things or help just by being in the room, just by them knowing that they have educated family members that's showing up for them. And also, right, you can hold space and knowing that they have somebody to support them.
Right. So once again, family, we just wanted to have this conversation today to let you know you're not alone. I'm sure some of you out there can probably because we're not. Listen, I don't do politics. I know my lane. I stay in my lane. I don't do politics at all. Wifey is way better at me than politics. So I don't get in that. I don't mess with that stuff at all. I have my isms and my ways about all of that. But at the end of the day, we are. Somebody said no place for vigilantes. Man, you know that's true. At the end of the day, uh, as African American men, I hope that you're being safe. I hope that you're being smart. I hope that when you go out, that you're not adding any fuel to the fire, or even if you're not, I just hope that you're watching, really watching and paying attention to the people, your surroundings, the people that are around you, the things that they are saying. We don't always have to prove a point to get it passed, to be right. You know what I mean? Sometimes being alive is better than being right. But I know it's difficult. I feel your pain. I'm there with you. As much as I post positivity and good and light and energy and spirituality, this is bothering me to my core, man. And I'm praying and hoping and talking to some people, and we're going to continue to talk to some people. And some of you, maybe we can have some ideas and come together that way we can fight this injustice that keeps going on in this country every day. And for me, I've been on both sides. I'll repeat that, and I'm not ashamed of it. I was a police officer. I was in the military. So the young man that just came back, he was from the military. Now he's dead. The other guy was a retired cop. I didn't see the world the way they saw the world. I didn't see things the way they did. But I also was raised different too. And I think a lot of this has a lot to do with people's upbringing.
And that's a good point. Educate your non-black friends. Call them on certain things. There is a whole culture up underneath us that allow their friends to say the N-word.
Yeah, and they think it's cool.
We're Generation X, millennials. I've talked to my godbabies. I've talked to my daughter cousin. Their friends feel like they're at liberty to say that word. I'm a part of a lot of employee networks in my firm, and I bring programming in there. And I was advocating heavily to bring in a speaker about the post-traumatic slave syndrome. But every chance we get, we're hitting those audiences and letting them know, one, see us more than athletes and entertainers. They're great, and they have made a lot of headway for us. We're here, we're educated, we're in corporate America, we're in blue collar America. We are climbing the ladder. And then go to your parents, be involved in your children's school. We can't make a change if we're not at the table. So every table I get to, I try to let them see a different image in my husband and my family, and then bring education, because there's a lot of families that are mixed culture. A lot of my non-black friends have black sons, and I need them to know you're raising up a son and you really have no idea about the experience he may have, even if it's the fact that some of them don't appear to be of black race, and they may have to deal with their friends saying racist things. Or they do appear, but you don't know that they're going to encounter certain things that you aren't able to deal with if you aren't aware. So give them literature, send them posts, let them know our experience.
So we love y'all, fam, and we hope that you enjoyed the conversation today. We're glad that those that came on, just trying to talk to you all about how we feel. And I know some of you are feeling the same way. I've seen a lot of great posts, a lot of great support, a lot of great things. That's a lot of people talking about where they are and how they feel about this. And some people are very, very angry, and some people are just dismissive, and some people are wherever you are, whatever's going on. We're just trying to bring some positivity to and some light, as somebody said, to a world that just appears to be so dark. They don't care. So just because they don't care about us doesn't mean that you and I shouldn't care about us.
Please don't act like it's not happening. Yeah. Educate and activate.
Yeah,
and then pray.
And absolutely. And don't just pray, though. Don't just pray. When you get up off your knees, when you open your eyes and you get out of your prayer closet and you close your Bible, reality is this is real. This is going on. It's true. And we have to do a little more than just praying about it. I'm going to continue to say that. We have to do a little more just praying about it. And whatever that means and whatever that is to you and your community, if it means voting, if it means protesting, if it means standing up for your rights in a healthy way, and making sure you watch your environment. Don't escalate situations if there's no need to do that. Just really be mindful and watchful. Really be mindful and watchful of what's going on. I hear you. I hear you, Yoshibet. It is mentally exhausting. And I think that's why we were going to talk about relationships and some other things today. But I was like, babe, no, it's important for us to talk about this because we've been thinking about it all week,
and
way before this.
It affects our relationship.
It affects your relationship. Yeah.
Women know what your black man is carrying. And I do things subtle or unsubtle just to help him avoid being out there unnecessarily. If we have to make a run, sometimes he'll be like, let me go. Or I'll be like, you know what? If I get that feeling, I'll be like, babe, let me just go. For some reason, I'd rather run to the store right now than you. Or we can run to the store, but let me drive. I'm not going to let you go alone. Or let me be in the car. There's just use that spiritual intuition. We got to block for each other. Your
intuition, man, is so powerful. Please make sure you tap in and use your intuition. It's kind of the forgotten gift that most people don't talk about so much, you know. And black mothers were known, and black grandmothers, big mamas, and aunties.
Still got it, y'all.
Yeah, oh yeah. They're very known for having that intuition. If it's telling you stop, stay home, then do that. Stop, stay home. If it's telling you no, don't go right, go left, then do it. Whatever's going on, if you feel it, pay attention to it. It's real, it's right, it's true. And my spiritual grandfather and my mentor used to say the spirit of truth. It ain't gonna lie to you, it ain't gonna lie for you, it ain't gonna lie against you. Everybody else can believe that you're wrong, but it's gonna know that you are true. So make sure you stay true to who you are and what God made you to be on this earth, and know that we are black kings and queens, princess and princesses, and that we are special. And I think they know that, and I know that they know that, and that's why so many people are intimidated. So just stay true to you, and we'll try to stay true to who we are. And we hope that we can get through this one day, and as the song say, hopefully one day we can overcome. But for now, we're going to have to do something more than just sitting by the side on the road.
Right. When you get a chance, Google the black representative who had her own militia take her back into...
That was in Michigan, yeah.
In the Michigan Lansing office, right?
Yeah.
It was the city hall or the government's office where all of those militia came in. So it may look like that. We're going to sign off. We appreciate you guys' support. Share the video. Follow us on TheCoreofU.
Ahmaud Arbery, to his family, we're going to pray and ask God that he will bless the family. And, you know, I know so many times when these things happen, and the Reed family, to Sean Reed family, when these things happen, people say I'm sending my condolences and my good thoughts and my prayers. But good thoughts and prayers don't bring people back. You know, it don't change the situation. So I'm not telling you not to pray. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just voicing where I am in all of this and where I feel as a praying man, as a spiritual person. We got to step up. We got to vote. We have to take care of one another and look out for one another, and make sure that we don't allow each other to be out there alone by themselves.
Right.
You know, there's so much strength in numbers. If we can bring numbers and bring together, I think we'll be fine. I think we'll get over this, and we'll get past this one day. All right, CoreofU family. Once again, follow us at TheCoreofU, C-O-R-E of the letter U, on IG and Facebook. We hope y'all enjoyed the conversation today. We'll be seeing y'all soon. Peace.
Peace.